scholars and fellow students, good afternoon. It is a great honor to present my research on the piano works of Camille Saint-Saëns, with a particular focuses on one of his earliest compositions, the Suite 6 Bagatelles, OP.3. Today, my presentation is titled A Harmonic Study of Saint-Saëns Piano Works, a case study of the piano Suite 6 Bagatelles, OP.3. In this presentation, I will discuss a topic from 6 aspects: research background, research significance, methodology, harmonic vocabulary and characteristics, analysis of representative passages, and several findings. So this is my introduction. Camille Saint-Saëns was a towering figure in French music during the late 19th century, often hailed as the universal master for his remarkable personality as a composer, performer, and scholar. While he has achieved considerable acclaim in opera and chamber music, his contributions to the piano repertoire are equally noteworthy, particularly in his early works, where the influence of classical models is strongly evident. Among these, the 6 Bagatelles, .3, composed when he was just 18th, exemplified his early experimentation with harmonic techniques within a classical framework. This piano suite is marked by elegant model development, rich harmonic textures, and stylistic variety, reflecting both traditional harmonic practices and emerging innovations. The alternation between modal and tone systems, unexpected harmonic turns, and sophisticated rhythmic structures contribute to the suite's distinct musical language. Given the central role of harmonic in shaping the work's overall soundscape, a detailed harmonic analysis of this suite is both necessary and illuminating. So, this is my research question. This study focuses on 2 central research questions. First, how did Camille Saint-Saëns develop his individual music style? Second, how does he employ harmony in 6 Bagatelles, OP.3? To address the first question, the research explores how Saint-Saëns' compositional voice was shaped by a synthesis of classical discipline and romantic expression, influenced by composers like Bach, Mozart, and Beethoven, as well as his training at the Paris Conservatoire. He interpreted complex precision, formal clarity, and harmonic richness to his work. His dual identity as a performer and pianist also embodied a style that is refined, balanced, and idiomatic. The second question focuses on harmonic technique in 6 Bagatelles. Also an early work, the suite already reflects Saint-Saëns' useful skills of functional harmony, modulations, and chromatic color. It combines traditional progressions with expressive notes, using harmony not only structure but also to enhance form, texture, and emotion. So, this is my research methods. This study adopts a qualitative methodology to investigate the harmonic language in Saint-Saëns' 6 Bagatelles, OP.3, with 4 main methods: literature review, score analysis, comparative analysis, and performance analysis. The literature review established a theoretical and theoretical foundation by examining scholarly writing on Saint-Saëns' life, harmonic practice, and formal analysis. Key sources as well-spoken essays on music academic dissertations, and harmonic textbooks provided essential tools for understanding compositional context and techniques. Together, these 4 methods form a comprehensive strategy to explore Saint-Saëns' early harmonic style and its extensive implications. So this is the preliminary research, the historical context of Saint-Saëns and his early life, historical background. Camille Saint-Saëns lived through a century of dramatic political and cultural change in Europe, from the aftermath of the French Revolution to the rise of nationalism and the emergence of impressionism and symbolism. This shifting current significantly shaped the artist's landscape, influenced by the classical traditions of Bach and Mozart. Yet immersed in the romantic ideals of emotional expressions and individually, Saint-Saëns developed a music voice that blended classical clarity with romantic color. As France transitioned into the Third Republic and later inherited power, Saint-Saëns stood at the intersection of tradition and innovation, while younger composers like Debussy and Satie took French music in new directions. Saint-Saëns served as the bridge between the romantic leader and emerging modernism. His compositions embody the cultural citizen of his time, fusing formal elegance with experienced deep, expressive gifts, and positioned him as a key figure in the evolution of 19th century French music. Introduction to Saint-Saëns' early life. Charles Camille Saint-Saëns, born in Paris in 1835, was leading figure of French dramatic music, celebrated as a composer, pianist, theorist, and educator. He was dubbed the Mendelssohn of France. His prolific output included operas, symphonies, concertos, and chamber music. He also contributed to music college and promoted French national music through founding the National Music Society. As an organist at Saint-Saëns and a conductor, he earned admiration from contemporaries like Gord, who praised him as one of the most astonishing musicians. In 1852, although he failed to win the Rouen Grand Prix, he earned recognition when his help to Cecily won a major composition prize. A key relationship with Franz Liszt also began during this time. In 1853, he was appointed organist at St. Mary, later moving to St. Mandela, where his virtue became widely acknowledged by 1858. Works like his first and second piano concerto and established his reputation as a composer of international stage. Saint-Saëns' early life reveals a fusion of precious talent, intellectual grace, and disciplined training, laying the groundwork for a distinguished career and bridge between tradition and innovation in 19th century music. This is the comprehensive musical characters of six spectacles of 1.3. Saint-Saëns, a composer from the later Romantic period, consistently adhered to the characteristics of French traditional music, composing works with a classical style in his early works. He was greatly influenced by composers from the Vienna classical period, such as Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, and Handel. However, his imitative approach was not a mere blind adhere to the predecessors. Rather, it involved inheriting, developing, and innovating applying the music ideas. This research analyzes the comprehensive music characteristics of Saint-Saëns' early piano composition through the study of the formal structure and modulating features of six spectacles of 4.3. Formal structure. Form is the structure of music process where various music elements, whether similar or contrasting, are distributed and compiled logically over a defined time frame to create a cohesive structural relationship. The Bobsky, 2000. Saint-Saëns evolved on the basis of classical music structures and balanced framework, breaking free from traditional models, thereby learning classical and romantic characteristics. As shown in the figure, the first piece of the six spectacles, called 4.3, follows a tendering form with contrasting phrases in each of these three sections. The structure is relatively clear and gradual. As the opening pieces of suit, it uses expansion and development and E are developing and integrating and allowing the theme to appear and deepening the impression of the music. The second pieces of six spectacles, 4.3, adopts a compound tendering form with a parallel development exposition, followed by a three-part middle section, in 2003. At the end of this section, a 5-meter connected phrase is inserted, representing a typical insert middle section. The recapitulation is the dynamic restatement of the exposition. Compose the structure of phrases primarily as 8-meter regular phrases, with occasion 6, 9, and 12-meter phrases appearing in the middle section. This demonstrates Saint-Saëns' attempt to break the traditional framework while maintaining the classical principle of regularity, creating a blend of classical and romantic features. The The third piece of six backhouse poetry follows a binary form, with constructing A and B sections, each composed of regular 4 plus 4 measure phrases. After a 1 measure connecting transition, a reply section of both A and B appears. Its reply section breaks from the strict classical form by shifting both sections of a third and developing the further. The piece also includes an introduction and a coda, providing a sense of closure and unity. The fourth piece of the backhouse, point 3, uses the ternary form with the exposition consisting of an expanded section. The middle section is developed further, while the recapitulation restates the exposition in modified form. A 7-measure coda concludes the piece. The exposition features 8 plus 8 major regular phrases with a 2-measure extension, forming an integral part of the unit partition development and placing the drive of unit progression. The fifth piece of the six backhouse is written in compound ternary form. In the exposition, the composer used the reprise section technique, freely varying and restating the A and AY sections. This complex exposition drives the further development of the music, reflecting the composer's departure from the traditional techniques. The middle section is a simple ternary form with a reprise, while the recapitulation extension mirrors the exposition with an expanded reprise of 6 measures at the conclusion, giving the piece a more definite in the traditional 8-measure regular phrases dominate in express level accordingly. Occasionally 5, 6, and 10-measure phrases are used to increase the drive of the music. Well, the sixth piece of six backhouse of point 3 is using binary form. Compared to the previous 5 pieces, the structure is more flexible and free. Both the A and B sections consist of irregular phrases, 4 for non-regular segments. The piece makes extensive use of connecting and expanding phrases, enriching the content and allowing the music to flow naturally. 6-measure coda is aided at A, strengthening the sense of conclusion. Music melody. Melody is a primary element of music, typically referring to a series of harmonized and rhythm pieces, pitches, and form through artistic conception. Sing-songs, early piano work already exhibit superb compositional techniques. This piano composition maintained the distinctive French elegance and lively freedom, blending traditional French elements. The decorated and honor vocal style is a typical representative of this. It incorporated a wealth of ornamental music elements such as arpeggiatos, grace notes, and leaves into the melodies, enhancing their color and diversity. Due to the time constraints, I will also discuss a few representative examples. The above figure shows the opening melody of the first piece in 6 backhouse of point 3. The rhythm is light and colorful, alternating between these notes and 8 rests. Combined with second degree motion in the melody, it creates a mystery sound with clear and distinct melody line, reflecting the French rhythmic style and artistic flavor of French music. The above figure shows the exposition materials of the fourth pieces in 6 backhouse of point 3. The melody is composed in a 3/4 time signature with a dance-like style, filled with strong rococo flavor. It uses many grace notes and leaves, giving the melody a lively and upbeat character, showcasing Saint-Saëns' love for the traditional French style. The above figures show the closing material from the fifth piece in 6 backhouse of point 3. The melody develops in a U-shaped pattern driven by 6 notes, with a wide range and clear, steady rhythm. This gives the melody a more ornate and righteous tone, and the flowing notes enhance the lyrical development, showing Saint-Saëns' great pursuit and love of elegant and intricate melodies. Harmonic techniques in 6 backhouse of point 3. As a classical composer, Saint-Saëns, unlike his contemporaries such as Debussy and Ravel, didn't choose to break away from tradition in search of radical innovation. Instead, he incorporated and developed classical music traditions, striving to revive the style and characteristics of classical music while also updating and breaking new ground in compositional techniques. forming his own unique style. In this context, Sun Tzu used the harmony effect, his innovative approach to classical harmony materials. Use of chord structures and use of triads. Triads, the basic harmonic materials of classical major and minor tone system, are the foundation of other harmonic developments. In his piano suite and six back-tells of B.3, Sun Tzu frequently used major, minor, and their invention and innovative development. Augmented and diminished traits are also based on the relationship of stacked thirds. Also, they are very found in classical music because they create a highly dissonant sound. In six back-tells of B.3, Sun Tzu not only used the more stable position traits, but also pay attention to the use of inverted triads, intending to create a hazy harmonic effect with the structure framework. The above figure shows an example for the fifth pieces, where an argument trait appears on the fifth beat of the second major. This chord is formed by raising the fifth of the B-flat major scale, and despite its weak but best position, dynamic principle emphasis is called color. The above example for the fifth piece shows the use of diminished trees in the second major. The bass B flat in this chord at passing notes, lingering for two beats. This emphasizes the instability and tendency of music, creating a sense of anticipation. Use of 7th, 9th, and 11th chords. 7th chords are formed by stacking 4 notes in third and be creating a dissonant effect due to the tension between the 7th note and the root. 7th chords are essential in chordic progressions, providing broad space for musical development. Sun Tzu not only continued the use of 7th chords, harmonic high during the classical period, such as D7, D7, second 7, and S second 7, but also incorporated other major scales 7th chords into his composition, exploring their tonal colors with piano works. The above example for the fifth chord shows the use of DV second 7th chord in the second and third meter, where the chord is broken down between the upper and lower voices. This creates a sense of tension and direction, as the two chords are connected with passing chords. In this example from the second piece, the D7 chord is split between voices using an arpeggiated techniques. This creates a dynamic forward-moving development in music, emphasizing the tension and direction of the harmony. Subdominant 7th chords. Subdominant 7th chords use S27 and S7. The S27 is minor 7th chord that functions as subdominant, while the S7 is a major 7th chord with a dominant subdominant function. This chord is less stable and frequently replaced by S27. In Sun Tzu's early piano works, S27 is used extensively, demonstrating its distinctive and interpretation of this chord. In the opening measure of the first pieces, an S7 chord is used, which is typical of the conventional progression. The S7 chord leads the work with a strong sense of direction, increasing the sense of instability and setting the tone for the piece's dramatic development. Other 7th chords in the major scale. In addition to the use of dominant and subdominant 7th chords, Sun Tzu added the 7th notes to a tonic trait, creating T7 chords. This reduces the stability of tonic chord and presents a more complex harmonic texture. In this excerpt from the fifth piece, Sun Tzu alternates between T7 and D7 chords with the tonic bass notes supporting the upper voices. The 7th intro clashed with the tonic, creating a dissonant atmosphere before resolving to other harmonic tones. The excerpt from the second section of the sixth piece shows Sun Tzu creating the use of dominant tone for continuous development, leading to the appearance of the T7 chord with a diminished 7th, which contributes to dynamic and unstable harmonic development of the music. While this is the use of extended chords. Extended chords are highly deformed modern chords. They are formed by stacking intervals of third on top of listed triads, creating chords as a ninth, such as 9th and 11th chords. It belongs to a diverse harmonic structure and reduced value in the works of composer during the classical period, often functioning as non-chord tones. 9 chords. The imagine above shows the musical excerpt from the first piece of 6 backhouse for open 3. Some song use the piano chord with the dominant substitute chord to form an extended chord structure. In measure 1, the D9 chord features the sharp F on the strong beat and the flat E on the weak beat, creating an argument second interval that emphasizes the dissonant sound quality. Well, this excerpt from the section of the 6 pieces in 6 backhouse of D3 shows the D9 chord is in G major in measures 1 and 3. Sun song places the chord in the lower voices and the harmonic foundation with arpeggiation creating dense rhythmic textures and fast development in pieces, thus emphasizing the chord signature and reinforcing the piece's dominant motion. 11 chords. This very present music serves the disposition of the second piece of 6 backhouse of 8.3. Some songs employs a particular dissonant D11 chord, omitting the third and features a major second interval in the upper voice, highlighting the dissonance and the tension. This example from the major section of the fourth piece in 6 backhouse of 8.3 features a D11 chord where the genuine point placed in the bass and harmonic foundation. Inner voice fill in with G, C, and D, forming fourth and fifth intervals. The C note evolves in the tonic previous meters, creating a stable inner voice while still introducing colorful contrast in the upper voice. The use of dominant chords leading to modulation. In 8th and 9th signature music, dominant chords leading to a modulation where a total harmonic phenomenon used by composers. The appearance more broadened music development, offering brief harmonic progress in other keys. With other composers, Sun frequently employed modulating dominant chords with early piano compositions, showcasing his unique composition style. This excerpt from the first section of the 6 pieces in 6 backhouse of 8.3 features a B chord major 3. The flat E in the inner voices progresses stepwise, maintaining stability while the seventh tone is mainly resolved, creating a strong tone pull. This greatly enhances the sound part of the piece. The use of altered chords. Altered chords refers to chords formed by temporarily raising or lowering one note by a half step based on common third of 7th chords, creating chords with specific intervals. The characteristics of the type of chord is that the addition of the altered note sharpens the tendency of the notes in the main chord, but it doesn't change the function role of the chord. In some early piano works, the use of altered chords were explored deeply, demonstrating its pursuit and preference for the new sonic effects and its chord created. This example is from the second section of the first piece of 6 backhouse of 8.3 in fourth major. An altered D7 chord is used. The low voice develops in a broken chord manner, supporting the melody's fluidity and new continuity. The lower fifth degree in the low voice on the beat increases the instability of the music while aiding the sense of sonic diversity. Subdominant altered chords. Subdominant altered chords commonly involve variation on the 2 chords, where the second degree of the scale is lowered by a half step. The principle behind the chords development is based on the use of the lower second degree of the Pigeon scale, creating a so-called Neapolitan chord, which is the tendency to resolve the tonic. This chord, in which the subdominant harmonics occurs as widely used altered chord, the composer chord. It is frequently employed in Sun or piano compositions. The example is from the second section of the third piece of 6 backhouse of 8.3. The music is in G minor and the sub-altered chord is played on the strongest beat of the third measure. It emphasizes the change in harmonic color and introduces half-step tendency in the voices. It follows after create harmonic block and highlight the contrast with bright harmonic color. This example is from the second section of the 6 pieces of 6 vectors of E.3. Here, since are flexibly used for the third chord D is used in the lowest voice and support bass, acting both as dominant simultaneous notes to stabilize toning and giving the altered D1 S2 score greatly stability. The altered D flat in the melody presents the directional tendency of the sound. Research significance. Studying the background not only enriches our understanding of Sunset's early style, but also want to shed light on the mid-20th century French piano music as a whole, a repertoire often overshadowed by German counterparts. Limitation and further research. This study focuses on harmonic analysis, but further research could explore rhythmic design, thematic development, and comparative studies with our early romantic piano literature. So this is my references. In conclusion, the 6 vectors of E.3 are more than charming sound pieces. They are a microcosm of science and piano artistry. Also, their harmonic variety, structural elegance, and expressive detail. They bridge the classical and romantic worlds, offering insight into the mind of the young composer who would later become a central figure in French music. Thank you for your attention. So, any questions? Any questions?
Okay, good presentation. I have questions. So, why did you choose 6 octaves of 3 as your case study stage? Of sentence more niche words?
Oh, this is a good question. I chose 6 vectors because it represents a crucial stage in synthesize stylistic development. Although composed at the age of 18, it already shows the balance between classical form and romantic color that identifies its later works. Studying these early harmonic languages also allow us to trace how its major style evolved.
I have a question. How does sentences harmony style compare to that of his contemporaries like Schumann or Mendelssohn?
Okay. While Schumann often favored dense, chromatic harmonies and Mendelssohn lent towards light, lyrical textures, Shensan blended both approaches. His harmony is structurally disciplined like Mendelssohn, but he introduced unexpected color shifts, altered chords, and modern inflections, closer to Schumann in intensive purpose, yet with a clear classical contour.
Especially for sharing, so I heard you did mention that altered chords in the vectors. So could you please give a concrete example and explain its function?
Okay, well, I think it's a good question. Yes, in the second vector, Sensors use the dominant seventh chord of the raised third to intensify high tension before the resolving to the tonic. Its chromatic alternation not only increases harmony's color, but also blurs the listener's tonal expectations, aiding an expressive twist on otherwise regular tendencies.